Hey guys, what's up? Andre here, back from vacation, and as you can see I bring you a video review on the stealth suit Captain America from Hot Toys, Captain America the Winter Soldier line. This is the MMS242, so I decided to go with the single figure version. I just had no budget or interest left after the big deal with the Batman Armory, and I think this is of course the more iconic piece. But I saw some great video reviews on the set, for example the one of Rick, Review King, and also there's a great one of SS Joe Ducati Boy, so check those videos out as well. So next up is a little review of the box, and then we go directly to the figure. Alright, here's a quick look at the box. As you can see, nice image of the actor himself, Chris Evans. I think the set has no actual movie images, it's more like an image of the actual figure or the prototypes. As I said, it's the MMS242, the actual set with Steve Rogers is the 243. But in style it's quite similar to the one the Winter Soldier had, and as you can see it's like a shoe style box, so quite basic, nothing special, but I definitely like the pose here. We've got a Captain America in, and it's quite cool looking. Alright guys, here's the figure itself right out of the box. Before we go into a deeper video review on the head sculpt in a minute, I will show you some close-ups on the accessories. There's not too much to talk about. So basically we have different styled hands, fisted ones and some relaxed ones, and of course the pointy finger here. So that's quite alright. This one in particular looks a bit weird. I mean, I'm not so sure if a human hand is that thin or flat. So this is a minor issue. And then of course you get these magnetic handcuffs, which is more or less just a throw-in. Nothing special, you can articulate and mount it on Captain America, but I won't bother here. Then of course you have the default stand, and the main accessory I will show you in a second is the actual stealth shield. Alright, so for the stealth shield we turn cap 180 degrees, and there on the back side you got like a mounting tool to mount the shield on his back. And this piece is definitely the major item here. So this is all die cast, it is really well painted, it has a shimmery look, it has some weathering going on, some blast marks here and there. So this is definitely high quality here, and probably the major selling point on this figure next to the actual suit itself. So in the set with Steve Rogers you get another shield which is more battle damage, but I really don't bother, so this one is definitely the way to go. So on the back side you see you will clamp in those mounting bracket here into the actual belt section, and with this sliding mechanism you just slide it into the back metal plate there, so it's quite simple. So let's have a close-up look on the face sculpt, which is amazing. So this is definitely probably the best helmeted or masked version of Chris Evans by Hot Toys. You also have some cool details going on the helmet here, for example some battle damage going on the upper side. Then of course also a nice area on sculpted leather belts here, and on the back side some scruff marks. Also here look at the detail on the hairline, definitely cool, definitely cool. So let's have a quick look in comparison to another Captain America sculpt that I own. Alright, here's a comparison shot with the Avengers suit version, and I think for first impression I think both are great. If you have a close-up detailed look, this one looks a lot more detailed. Also I think the proportions are a bit better. He looks almost a bit too thin, but here it looks very well developed and sculpted. So these are two amazing head sculpts, and I always want to have a superior one to the actual Avengers one, and I think this one of the stealth suit version is now really a good deal here. Also the detailing on the skin, the sculpting and the paint application is a lot better on the new one, so that's quite cool. You also see the difference in terms of paint application. Here is a really shiny silver, and here we have a stealth silver paint application. All very nice. Alright, let's continue with the stealth suit, and it definitely looks like a stealth bomber because it has this looks of almost like different plates stitched together, so it's quite a nice look, and it has different materials, a more shiny blue for the major parts, a more dark blue below, and below the arms you have this wine red fabric. Then of course you have silverish highlights. These are glued on. It's like this striping. On the right arm you've got the shield patch here, nicely detailed, and on the left arm you've got the Rogers patch and an American flag, so quite cool. And this continues of course on the back side. You've got also this stealth looking suit. You actually have a zipper here, and so that's quite nice. These belt parts or pouches are cannot be opened, but it's a very plastic leather feel, so it's of course not a real leather, but it's not real plastic, something in between. The same goes for these belts here, so quite nice. And just a quick look on the pants. Got some pouches here on the thighs. Also here the pattern with the stealth suit is quite impressive, really impressive. Some knee pads, and very nice are of course these boots, especially because the parts at the bottom are not connected to the actual boot part, so you have a lot more articulation that I will show you in a second. Okay, for articulation I think I will start with the good parts. First, the legs are really movable, so let's have a look if I stand him on the base. So the actual cool part are these ankles here in the boots, so you can do some extreme posing and just have it stable by tilting the actual bottom parts of the boots. That's quite nice. Also the articulation on the knees, extremely well. And then on the actual legs, it's a bit limited because of the suit. Also like this, it's limited. If you go to the chest, you can see you can do some crunch position if you need it. Not much, but it would work. So that's quite nice. Also the other way, you've got a bit of an angle. Here, another look on the actual stealth pattern, quite nice. So the major drawback on this figure I think are the arms, and especially the articulation on the arms below. So you can have about this angle and you can't really move it up. And I think Hot Toys had some good intentions. They have separate parts, so the actual jacket is separate to the arm, and this first I thought would have been a major plus point, so that you can move the arms independently from the jacket, but somehow it's restricted. Maybe if you put some force on it you can move it below, above the head, but I'm not really sure. So I will show you a more extreme pose in a second, so stay tuned. Alright, I mean, Hot Toys does some amazing promo shots with a lot of articulation and poses, and I was particularly interested in this one, which is Cap taking off his shield with grabbing over his head and actually to the back side. So actually that I wanted to achieve now with the figures, so have a look. Yeah, can't say much more, it just won't work. So this is about the most extreme angle you can do here with the actual arm. You can even bend it a bit more, but it won't hold in place. So no chance on making such a pose, unfortunately. It really looks weird. So also here a major drawback, I think. There's a huge gap between the actual hands and the arms, or the suit on the arms. It's just a bit too short tailored here, and this happens with all the different heads. So this is probably the biggest drawback on this figure. Then we've got this other cool pose on the promo shots, which looks quite cool, but if you want to recreate it in person, yeah, also difficult. So this is the best shot I had. As you can see, looking from top to down, it looks quite okay, but there's some awkward posing going on with the feet or the boots, and the actual shield doesn't reach to the bottom. So this is also not so cool. I mean, this is an action figure and you want to recreate some of these promo shots and you just can't do it. This is probably quite a drawback on this release. So let's try another one. Alright, and here the last pose from the promo shots, Cap holding the shield right in front of him. And also this one is quite difficult to, almost impossible to recreate. So this is my first try after about 10 minutes. So you definitely have to search for a position where the two specially sculpted hands will hold the shield in a stable and steady position. So I'm quite not sure if it really will hold in place over time, and that's a bit of a drawback. I mean, you get two specially created hands for just this pose. So I think for posing, I was expecting a lot more from this figure. So I think I will show you a last pose with the shield again back on his back side, and then I will give you a final conclusion on the Stealth Cap America. Alright, here's the last pose I want to show you in this video review of Stealth Strike Suit Captain America. I decided to go with the pointy finger, the shield on his back and the left fist. As you can see, I think this is a cool pose to get this figure in. Also last look on the shield, which I definitely like the most, I think, from the whole set here. And the cool companion piece, of course, is the Winter Soldier figure that I will show you just in a second. Let's bring him into the scene here. So I think for the Winter Soldier line, these two figures are the must-haves. I'm not so keen on the Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, but these two figures are probably must-haves. I mean, they're quite iconic, and there are some drawbacks on Captain America with the articulation, but all in all, it's great tailored, nicely sculpted, and especially I really dig the likeness and the die-cast shield. So I think it's up to you. I think the retail price will be $220, which is okay. If you go for a set, I'm not so sure. Maybe check out the video reviews on the set. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time.